Lori Palatnik. She's the founding director of Momentum. She was honored for that achievement this year by being selected to light the so-called Diaspora torch at the national ceremony for Israel's Independence Day. Lori, thank you for joining us. I mean, I guess the obvious first question is, what is your organization doing now that the trips that you normally run are not possible under the coronavirus?
Well, it's a very good question. So I have to tell you that when people sign up for Momentum, when a mother signs up for Momentum, she signs up for a one-year program, which includes an 8-day transformational experience in Israel. But most of what happens when she goes back to her home community, and the support and the ongoing education that happens with our local organization that we partner with. So what we were able to do is we pivoted and we kind of turned it on its head. So instead of the women coming to Israel at the beginning of the trip, the support and the inspiration and the preparation is happening now. So instead of reaching and inspiring 3,000 women a year, because we pivoted online with our Momentum boosts and our live webinars every day and our virtual roadshows going to their cities online, we are now reaching 3,000 women a day instead of 3,000 women a year.
Right. Now, since you obviously you're talking about an educational process that also happens there in Diaspora, let me ask you, because one of the points of Minister Yankelievich's plan includes Israel trying to help Jewish day schools and Jewish education in the Diaspora be more efficient, create a greater sense of identity. But I guess that raises the question, why is that the responsibility of Israel? Why should Israel be investing its resources for especially a wealthier American Jewish community to educate the people there?
So first of all, we partner with over 200 organizations in 32 countries. There are many communities that are not affluent. Not everybody lives in LA or Scarsdale. So there are many communities that are really in tremendous financial need. And the Jewish identity, the makeup of the Jewish community is so unbelievably weak that when you go to these conferences around the world and you talk to organizations, you'll see that 85% of the people are not in the room. Why? Because they are completely disconnected. The Jewish people are 15% are in, 85% are out. How do you bring those 85% that are drifting off and falling off a cliff, off of the Jewish community? How do you bring them back in? Education is the key. The fact that the new minister, that Omer Yankelevich, that she is stepping up and saying that Israel has a responsibility, because we're a family and there are members of our family who are lost. This is a tremendous opportunity, and it's historic because we all grew up. We help. I grew up in Toronto, and I married a man from Chicago. We all grew up we help Israel. We put the money in the blue boxes for Israel. This is incredible what's happening now, that Israel is so strong and feels such a sense of responsibility that Israel can be there for the Jews in the diaspora.
Right. Now, of course, that has to work both ways. And one of the another points of the minister's plan, I'm going to quote just from it, to inculcate in the Israeli public the insight that the Jewish people in the diaspora are an inseparable part of the collective Jewish existence, at which Israel is the center. And Laura, you live here. You know that a lot of Israelis even have a kind of, I can remember when an Israeli comedy program would make fun of the kids on birthright trips. I can only imagine the birthright for mommies. How do you, with your program, deal with that sometimes cynical attitude by Israelis towards the diaspora?
Listen, on both sides, there is misconception. So what can you do? You have to create that mifgash. You have to bring them together. So we started putting 4 Israeli mothers on every bus. So you have a bus of 50 women, and 4 of them are Israelis. And they're really, most American Jews who come to, or even from another country, they come to Israel, the only Israeli they meet is the bus driver or maybe the concierge. They really don't meet Israelis. So when women come together and they bond and they see the country together, and they share with each other, and they grow with each other, and they dance together, and they sing together, they become sisters. This is the bridge. The Israeli women here are the living bridge between Israel and the diaspora. And when you get to know each other, you find out we have so much in common. And yes, all those misconceptions and all those stereotypes, they really fall away.
Now, Lori, forgive the pun, but given the break in your program because of this coronavirus, how confident are you or concerned that you might lose the momentum that momentum has built because of this break?
So first of all, because we have this incredible these tools to reach people online, we are not only holding and supporting our 20,000 alumni around the world, we're reaching out to their social circles because they're able to bring in their sisters, their sister-in-laws, their friends into the Momentum experience, even without going to Israel. So I believe that we're paving the way because within a few months, for sure next year and the year after, there's going to be an explosion of travel. People are going to they can't wait to travel again. And not only are they going to want to travel, they're going to want to do meaningful travel.
Right.
Meaningful travel. Why? Because we've all been put in a timeout and everybody is stopping and they're thinking. I apologize for my husband's phone.
Well, I think we're going to have to.
Welcome to my house in Jerusalem.
Okay, we're going to have to wrap it there. We are going to have to wrap it there, Lori. But as we know, there's no substitute for visiting Israel, I guess, in the flesh. So hopefully, Momentum will be able to resume its trip soon. Lori Palatnik of Momentum, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.